Welcome back, fans and friends. In case you're not wondering why there are so many Ford Mustangs in the video screen right now, it's because I do a video today on this one. So this one is much older than any of this one here. That one is the Mach 1 from this year, earlier this year anyway, release 76. You can see there the 16th casting. And then this one here is basically almost 9 years old. 2015 16th casting, R30. As you can see, they are reasonably similar. They are based off of the same chassis, so that bigger middle-sized Torino. Except the main difference is that here is the 302 Boss engine, and that one over there is a 351, I believe, is the Cleveland engine. And you can just see there, it's that weird sort of base I talked about earlier, with the door on the right side there, being held in with a plastic tab that M2 no longer gives to. Anyway, why in the background there's these two green light ones. As you can see there, I put them in the case. This is the John Wick version. So the Boss 302's slightly larger cousin would have been this, the 429, also a Boss engine. I don't know how easy it is to see in this case, but as you can see, the case is not too bad. And then both Bosses were replaced with the 351 version of this car, the Mach 1, which is also that car, also a Mach 1. But as you can see, this is I believe it's the 1969 version. So this one actually is the small version of the Ford. However, what's important about this car is it'll come up actually in this video. The Torino does it too. I did a Torino video a while ago. The unfortunately, the John Wick sort of does it, but doesn't do it exactly what I'm going to show you here. It'll do this, where you see the Cobra. I believe if this is the Cobra jet engine, and I apologize in advance, this is in fact the 428, I think, 427. And this is one of my favorite ones. Also a Mustang. I believe the other one is, also done as not Shelby. That was the name I was looking for. Anyway, I have rambled on and on and on about this video. So basically, you're looking at this feature here, where the engine has been done so well that they even cut a hole in the hood for it. No, I'm joking. It's for the air intake. They want to keep it all together. This one does not do it at all, and neither does the John Wick one. And you see there, I had a plastic tab, but it is now lost in oblivion somewhere. It fell out. This is also one of the few years where they did give you that plastic tab. You can just see it in there. And you can just see there the M2 sticker. No M2 sticker on the top or bottom. Once again, in the middle, and not on the top or bottom. And then they have this here now, which I don't know if they still continue. Premium edition. Same thing in French. We have their details like no other. Die-cast body, it's scaling, what age it's suitable for. And then all these separate features in English and French: die-cast body, rubber tires, separate hood, separate headlights. So I mean, I don't think all of them are like that. And then obviously the opening doors, and as you can see it there. And then onto the back, we have 1970 Detroit Muscle series. Underneath it, there you go, M2 machines, 9 years ago. Official licensed product, ET, Edelbrock, Center Line, and Mr. Gasket Co., obviously for the head gaskets, and Goodyear's for the tires, which you can just see there. I do believe... I apologize, I will open it and then I will take a closer look at the tires. This is one thing, M2 and Greenlight are honestly hit or miss. Sometimes they do really well, sometimes it's not perfectly round. And as you can imagine, doing thousands of these things. There is no indicator though what if this item is a limited edition. You cannot have a limited edition. Premium edition is different than limited edition. Premium edition just means they're charging you more for it. And in the package, just quickly, Ford and Mercury at the bottom right there. Obviously, the Cougar is the stablemate to this thing from Mercury. There's the cast line rocket that I missed so much, and I actually just realized the Impala video, the reason the rocket's on there is because of that. And then this obviously is a Mustang. For once, it's the same car, but it's the 1965 Mustang 2+2. Much smaller vehicle, not much smaller, but mostly smaller vehicle. You theoretically, when I say you can do this, you actually cannot easily. everything is either glued and or screwed in. And I guarantee once it's like this, it's never going to go back together. You're going to put it together and there's still going to be 7 or 8 things. It's like a laptop. You take the laptop apart, you count the screws, you mark where they go, and there's still 4 or 5 together that are on the floor. And you can see there's the glass. Obviously that's the body. That's the undercarriage. That's where the seats go. There's the seats. Steering wheel, front console, bumper, rims. I don't need to go on. But this part here, so these are the pins for the hood. They are not screwed in. They are glued in. So once you take it apart, you will either bend them or break them, and that's it. So you shouldn't be saying to yourself, this thing can be taken apart. No, it is assembled. A very complicated process, and I can't. Maybe you can. That's up to you. Actually, I don't want to mix up the boxes. So here we have it, driving to the left as all M2 standards. You see there the little tab, so we can see the hood that is open. And you can just see there how nice that looks. And it's clear to me, you see here that little issue there has continued to the present day. Because this Mustang, you can just see that the hood is also not where it's supposed to be. And I do believe actually this part on the left there, the white, is glued on. I don't know if it's cut underneath. I hate going over the same car twice. As you can see there, it is not. So they probably have a separate hood piece that goes here for different cars. Anyway, apologize, I've already gone on 6 minutes and haven't even covered even half of the car. So we have there Mustang in the middle. We have the 2 headlights. Pretty much not entirely though. You can just see the one on the left has the same. The lights are the same. There's just 2 added indicators there. And the front splitter almost the same, painted under the bumper lights. Onto the left side we have Goodyear, and the tires are polyester, but I can't read the numbers. They are really small. You have there Bosch 302 on the upper left, nice and easy to read. The door handle painted, keyhole, everything else. The wheels in, you can just see there were drooped a little bit, not a huge issue. Spoiler, separate piece, we'll just cover that now. You can see there a little bit of the door is not perfectly lined up with the rest of the car. Lights under panel, everything else appears to be done okay. Cameras just decide to not focus. 1970 Mustang underneath the spoiler and across the trunk, nice and clearly. It's because it's silver on gold, it's kind of hard to see. And then onto the right side, indicators, door handle, everything painted. You get a decent shot of the interior, all black. You can just see the overhang on the windshield there. Window wipers painted on the rim of the front windshield, again Bosch 302. Goodyear, nice and clearly written across the tires. And so there we have it. Pretty. Now mind you, the box actually is not in terrible shape. I do make a point to better than not take care of my stuff. Some things are replaceable, some things are not. Last thing you want to do is damage your own stuff, and especially for no reason. I understand certain things are certain people's stuff. You can do whatever you want. And you can just see there how loose this door is. And how this door does not want to open as much as the opposite one. See, that's the difference. One of them is always like that. It's an M2. I call it the M2 Special. Anyway, 1974 Mustang used under license. I believe it is nearly identical to the other one. And there you have it. And once again, I've always talked about this part. If they want to make it into a drag racer, they just stamp and then glue a slightly narrower piece so you can fit those wide tires. I personally don't like them. I prefer these. They're not original wheels, but the skinnier wheels. Muffler, painted different color than the rest of the body, which is always nice. Adds a little bit of extra detail. You can just see there. And so there we have it. Pretty much all well and done. Cat hair across the front because nothing here does not have cat hair on it. And so here we have the engine. Once again, the main attraction. And you can just see there it's done in 4 levels, which is great. Hood air scoop on top of the oil pan, on top of the base, running above the cylinders in the wide body stance configuration. So reasonably well done. Nothing to complain about. Like I said, it's exactly like that other Mach 1. Not the M2, the green light, the red one there. And even after all these years, the hood does not disappoint. And there we have the 351 engine. Which, so they were building these things, I believe, for a year, and then they totally replaced them with the 351. So, there we have it, fans and friends. The 1974 Mustang, the Boss 302 version. Brought to us by M2 Cast Lines, although it is a relatively early casting, R30, from 2015. Took me a while to get this one out, but I realized, despite some similarities, it is obviously a different car. And so there we have it. Just do the roll test. Rolls reasonably well. Like I said, these earlier ones I think are better made than some of the later ones. Not all of them, but a vast majority are not quite up to standard. Anyway, thanks for watching. This is Thomas from Toronto, and till the next one.